Welcome back to A Closer Walk. I'm Irvin Kimball, and I'm your facilitator for our Experiencing God series. Today, we're going to be going over Unit 7, Day 4, and that's page 146 in our member guides, and also page 195 in our youth edition. Today, we're going to be talking about what you do reveals what you believe. Of course, our memory verse for this week has been in Hebrews 11:6. And the Hebrew writer says, without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. What I want to talk about today is that what you do reveals what you believe about God, regardless of what you say. And let me go over our crisis of belief and how that plays out. First of all, we recognize that an encounter with God is always requires faith. Secondly, we recognize that an encounter with God is always God-sized. And then thirdly, we realize that what I do in response to God's invitation is an indication of what I really believe about God. And then number 4 is that true faith requires action. You see, you and the world can tell by your response what you really believe about God. Let me talk about a little bit about David and his actions and his beliefs, because David's actions were always represented that what he believed about God. You remember when David was just a young shepherd boy who was out in the field attending the sheep, and that he came and saw the Philistine, the Goliath, or the Philistine, that giant that was in the valley. And that his response was that, who is this Philistine who blasphemes the word of our God? And he said, this day shall the Lord deliver this Philistine into our hands. And then he went on and he responded in faith, taking up a stone and a sling to fight a huge giant. What did that say about his belief in God? He believed that his God could perform this God-sized task, even when all of the other army, the whole army of Israel was afraid of Goliath. What faith this young man had. And out of that faith of David, you remember that God said that he was a man after God's own heart. So you see, those kind of examples let us know that what you believe about God is revealed in what you really do. And if you read Matthew chapter 8, verse 23, when the disciples joined Jesus on the boat, and Jesus said, let us go to the other side. And they cast out into the lake of Gennesaret, and the storm came. And when the storm came and the waves and the bellowed, and it became very ominous, the disciples became afraid. And Jesus got Jesus from being asleep in the boat. And you remember what they said, Master, don't you care that we perish? What did that say about what they believed about Jesus? And Jesus said, oh, you of little faith, and rebuked them for their unbelief, because they did not believe that he had said, we shall go to the other side, that if he said it, he would perform it. So out of their lack of faith, we find that there was an incident where the master himself had to rebuke them for their lack of confidence in him. So what they really believed about him determined what they were willing to do. I would like to call your attention to page 148 in your member guide, and page 197 and 198 in our youth editions. I want you to read those case studies. There are several case studies there that give an indication of what those individuals believed about God based on their responses, and what they did indicated their true belief of God. So in summary, what you do reveals what you believe about God, regardless of what you say. And then number 2, that we have the second thought that we can review this day, is that what you believe about God will determine what you do and how you live. And so, as you go out throughout this day, I'd like for you to first of all ask God to reveal a truth, a scripture that you've gone over today that really touch your heart. Write it down, formulate a prayer around it, and pray and ask God to help you in that area, so that you would experience God in a new and a profound way. I look forward to seeing you the next time. I'm Pastor Kimball.